see.
Thank you. So welcome you all to the NetMinute Solutions, where your outcome always matter to us. Okay. And today we will be starting with our Python demo. Okay. And in Python or Python, whatever you used to say, if you talk about Python, maybe you guys are already aware that Python is the language that is gaining the popularity so much nowadays. And even you must be aware that in most of the US top universities, it is a very popular teaching course. Okay. I'm not talking about only related to, guys, may you mute yourself, please, everyone. Thank you. So, I was saying that it is gaining the popularity according to the latest TOB Programming Community Index. Python is one of the top 10 popular programming language as per 2017 survey. Even maybe it's the fourth most popular language according to triple IEEE survey, which is leaving behind the classic Java, C and C++ behind. Okay, so that was regarding the Python. Now, if we will talk about the Python definition, a general definition, if you will see like what the Python is, then you will be able to see these kind of statement you will be able to see over the internet, that it is a general purpose high level programming language. What does that mean? If you pick up couple of the words like general purpose, general purpose means these are the simple English language words. General purpose means the language which can be used for web development, the language which can be used for gaming, we can say websites also here, the language which can be used for data science, the language which can be used for AI, language, and so on. Okay, so it is a general purpose language which can be used in multiple sites. Okay, when we are taking talking about high level, what does high level means? If we will check the score, okay, if there is a scale, maybe we will say it is 0 to 10. 0, let us say it is closer to the human. 10, let us say it is closer to the machine, or vice versa, whatever you take. If you talk about, maybe many of you should be from the FI world or some other world. Okay, the TCL language stays somewhere here. Okay, where you used to write down I rule. The syntax is easy, but not so much easy. And if you are going towards this score, it means you are moving towards a language which is bit difficult as a human to understand, but bit easy for a machine to interpret about that. Okay, but when we are talking about the Python, whatever you say or pronounce it is bit closer to your human. Okay, maybe you can say it is bit between 0 to 1. It is that much damn easy language. Then we are saying it is a programming language. Programming language means like it is a language which you can say as a programming language, but not completely. So you need to understand that there are two things. One is compiled language, one is interpreted language. When we are talking about the compiled language, like your Java or other languages are using the compiled kind of structure, which we are not, maybe keen to understand about that. But let me give you a very high by overview, like how compiled and interpreted kind of stuff are different from each other. One way is if you are writing down maybe 500 lines of code, okay, and you are using some kind of compiled language, it means first it will be get compiled and then it will get executed. Even there is a one of the bug which is present in the maybe at the line 499, your whole program will not be get executed. Whereas in case of interpreter language, you have again 50 lines or 500 lines of code. all of the lines will get executed, but the line from where it is not, it is having the bug, that will not that will not get executed again. When I would complete my exception kind of stuff, try and exception part, you will be able to understand that even such kind of errors, if it is coming, it can be skipped and it can be go to the next line. Okay. So who is the creator for this language? That is this guy. His name is Guido van Rossum, who is a Dutch programmer. Okay, he is the creator for this language. Let us more talk about the Python. Okay, Python, again, as I told you, that it can be implemented in different areas. There are a lot of example which I have already provided you under the machine language, machine learning, artificial intelligence, software development, website development, and so on. And it is the fastest growing language in terms of your libraries, and you can see that over the screen we are using some of very big name. Okay, the names are bit like Yahoo, Google, and YouTube. So here, if you are taking these name, it doesn't mean that whole of the website is, you know, created over here as the main language, but in the support language they are getting used. But can you see this this particular, you know, website Reddit? It is totally written into the Python. For your information, Reddit was originally written in Common Lisp, LISP programming language, but it is rewritten into the Python in December 2005. Okay, and it is an social news kind of stuff of the America. Okay, and it is 17th most visited website in the world at the time of October 2020 when this survey was done. So if we talk about Python, it was come around 1989 in the market, maybe way before than your Java. But nowadays it is getting very much popular due to its ease to learn, and it is getting, you know, most demanding language, because it is very very easy to learn the CLI which you are getting, and the its stability, its scalability, its compactness, and it can be, you know, used on any of the environment that we will be checking on next slides. So as a network engineer, how it is useful for us? Let us talk about that. So it is easy to learn. We already checked. We will start from the scratch. Yes. So we will be starting from the level 0. Doesn't matter if you have an, you know, prerequisite some understanding or no. We will be starting it from the very much level 0. You will be able to understand about the fundamentals of this language, even the syntax. Okay, how the syntax are there, because it is OOB. Okay, object oriented language. The data types are so much important over here. I will be touching each and every data type which will be used in our libraries. What are libraries? We will be covering soon. Okay, and libraries, by the way, let me tell you, there are a couple of the modules and the libraries which are available over the internet. Okay, and we will be importing one of the module and library in our programming language, or in our script, we can say, for our users to telnet, to SSH, to go over the REST API when we will be talking on our devices. Okay, it can be in any mean. You will be able to see the telnet also, because telnet is not more secure, and we are using the SSH only in our environment. We will be going to the SSH also, and in couple of the examples I will be touching your REST API, mainly in case of your F5, and in case of Cisco I will be checking out of unified API. What are those? We will be covering on later on when we will be covering our whole syllabus. Okay, I will be showing you syllabus also. uh, Let me first go through this particular stuff. So how Python is useful for us? Much easy to learn. We will be starting from the scratch. Then we have different versions of Python, like version 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, and uh, but obvious the sub versions are also there. So currently we are on the version 3. Okay, and we will be learning on the newest version, whatever the newest version is there. One more thing for your information, that these two versions, if you will be talking about version 2 and version 3, these are not interoperable with each other. Okay, even the syntax or you say some other things, everything is different from each other. So we will be focusing on only newest version. Again, if we talk about a little bit, syntax or maybe architecture of this particular language, so how we gonna work on it? There will be a machine. Okay, and this machine, maybe in any mean, have the connectivity with some of the devices. Okay, it can be any device, either switch, either router, either ASA, either any other thing. We will be writing down script over here. When I am saying script, it means you will be writing down your own program. Okay, you need to save that program. Of the extension of your Python script will be .py. Okay, when you will get execute some of this script will able to reach to these devices. First, the network connectivity should be through end to end. If it is, in that case, your script will do all of the telnet kind of stuff, the SSH kind of stuff, and the REST API, unified API, what I was talking about. Then I was talking about regarding the modules and the libraries. So you do not want to reinvent wheel again and again. For that case, we will be picking up Telnet library from the internet. It is but obvious open source, okay, and free to use. Free to use. So you can use it anytime in your script, and you can put it on your script and you can use it. Secondly, your Python is not vendor dependent. So it is independent from the vendor. It means you can install your Python on, on Windows and on Unix. On which environment you want it to run, you can run it. Secondly, you need not to put any of the agent on your end device. You need not to make any kind of agent over here so that this script will work. No, it is not agentful. It is, you can say, it is agentless. What does that mean? Means if you are running your script from here, you need not to do any configuration on your switch to run that script successfully. Guys, am I audible? Hello, just to check.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
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 you are.
yes, sir.
Okay, okay, okay. So let us then move further. So it is open source and it is platform independent. Okay, what we were talking about. Then if we talk about Cisco, okay, because many of you, even Rizwan is the Cisco, is from the Cisco. So if you talk about the Cisco, you can go through different blogs. Even there is one blog which I personally like, that why is Cisco teaching me Python. So this guy is explaining that what are the benefits of the Python. And for your information, guys, even CCNA is having the part of automation. Okay, go from CCNA to maybe CCNP, CCI, SD-WAN, ACI, whatever name you take. Okay, all of these technologies are having the automation part now included, and sooner or later it will be getting implemented in your working area also. Then if you talk about F5, okay, if you guys are from F5 world, okay, you can see this particular blog is published on 2017 by Jason. So here you can see that even F5 is very much focusing on Python, that how you can getting start with the F5 common Python SDK program. Of course, there is not a very good documentation so far. Okay, you will be not able to see very, you can say straightforward programs over there. But yes, companies are moving, every companies are moving towards the automation now. Even if you guys have heard about Ansible, right? Ansible is what? Ansible, Ansible. It is your IT configuration tool, which is now maybe buy to the Red Hat. They are producing their enterprise version again, okay, which is not free, but this particular Ansible tool was original written on Python, and I hope the second language was YAML. Okay, even it was written on Python. Okay, now if we will talk about the topology, what kind of topology we will be using in our lab when we will be, covering this whole of the scenario, you will be able to see this is our topology, guys. Okay, again, you will be getting this lab over the internet, which you can access through the internet. Okay, of course, you will be having some hours limits. It depend upon how much you are paying, okay, for the lab, or either you are getting in how much on which queue you are, so that maybe we will be discussing about that part later on at the end of this class. So here, if you will see, we have two components. One is Windows, second is Linux. Mainly we will be focusing on Windows, because whatever you are doing on the Windows, you can same replica, you if you are creating on the Linux, the script will be running in the same way without any hustle or without any other issue. Then there is a connectivity switch in between, which is nothing but providing the connectivity between the other devices. Okay, this whole portion, if you see on the above, on the top of this particular slide, this is for your internet access. Again, you will be getting, a PDF where you will be able to see how the basic setup, or maybe before Python, how you need to, set up this particular lab, because this lab you need to set up from the very scratch. So it will be a very good, exposure to you guys if you are starting from the scratch. Then there is one big IP where we will be making some of the programs related to F5. Then there are a couple of the switches where we will be learning on the switches. There are a couple of routers where we will be learning about some script. We will be making some script over the routers. Okay, so these are the things which we need to do in our lab. Okay, and this is our lab topology. If you have any doubt for specific related to the lab topology only, you can ask. Otherwise, I'm proceeding up now. Okay. So this particular slide is only talking about if you need to install Python on your Windows machine, how you can do that. Okay, it is very bit easy. You just go to the your internet browser, just search for I need to download the Python, and you will be navigated to the Python official website. Go over there in the downloads field. Okay, and install that file, run that particular thing, start the installation. Just do remember about two things. You need to tick mark these two parts. Okay, so one thing is you need to add Python into your path. Okay, second thing, you launch for all of the users if your laptop is having different users. So these two things you need to be very much aware about. So you need to mark about these two stuff. Now let me open the lab first so that you guys can go through it quickly with me. So this is the lab which I was showing you in the slide. Okay, this particular lab you guys will able to get once you will be enrolling about this. So this is a machine. Already I have Python installed on this particular machine. I am going to the command prompt, okay, just to check about the Python interpreter. Are you guys able to see this?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I'm hitting the keyword Python. And when I am hitting the Python keyword, you can see it is showing me that the Python version is 3.8.6, which is installed on my particular machine. Okay. And here, when I am hitting Python, if you will hit Python on your desktop, maybe currently you have not Python installed on your PC, you will not be able to see. It will throw some kind of error. But here I am in, and I am into the Python interpreter. That is the stuff which is known as the Python interpreter. Here we will be using this Python interpreter maybe for our one class or two class maximum. Okay, we will not be using Python interpreter more, because we will be running on the script, and we will be going to on the IDs. What are those? We will be covering soon in today's session only. Okay, today's free session only. So here you see, this is our Python interpreter. Here if I am, maybe I am doing anything, maybe I am just declaring a variable named as a, although we should not go with such kind of variable. What happened? It's a equal to 1 and b equal to 2, and I'm just hitting down a plus b, a very simple mathematics kind of stuff. It is producing the results then and there that it is equal to 3. Okay, I'm getting exit out from here, that just writing down the keyword exit, open and closed braces. Okay, the simple curly braces, and I am getting out of it. Okay, so that is your Python interpreter, where you can do a couple of the stuff. Mainly users what need to do, they used to print some kind of stuff using the print statement, like print, and here hello world. That is a maybe first thing which people used to do. So you can see here that it is hello world which is printed out. So that kind of stuff we will be doing. Maybe it is very basic, very basic, which we will be doing later on. Okay, so if we will be talking about the Python interpreter, here we can read or evaluate about the commands in the very beginning of our sessions, when we will be starting on. Okay, and we can type any of the command, and we can just run the program then and there. Then if we talk about the IDs, what are the IDs? ID is nothing but, in layman term, if I wanted to tell you, if you wanted to present some data to someone, you need to have some particular format. Maybe if I am talking about my demo today, I am presenting a demo in the form of this PowerPoint presentation. Okay, this data could be presented into your PDF format, maybe in your Word format, or maybe in your Notepad plus plus, anything. But there is particular, if you are writing down something, there are some integrated development environment which you need to be aware of. And in environment, sorry, in like day-to-day life, you will be able to see there are lot of IDs which are available. But generally people are using Sublime, then PyCharm. It is by JetBrains, then Visual Studio Code. So I would like to suggest you, maybe you can use one of them, or Sublime also, whatever you feel like. Okay, every these Sublimes are these kind of IDs are used when you wanted to make your own scripts. So let me show you one of the stuff. So if you see here, I have the PyCharm already installed over here. Okay, maybe before going to the PyCharm, let me make the notepad. Into Notepad, I can write down my own script. Maybe if I wanted to print out something like print, welcome you to Python course, welcome to future. Do not bother about the syntax. That is one day game. When you will be able to understand about the syntax, you can write down your all scripts. Okay. So here I am using all files, and here I am using print, or maybe test.py. It is saved on the desktop. Even this script is written in the maybe you can say in the form of Notepad, but I can run that over here, desktop. And here, if I need to run down any of the script, I need to use the keyword as Python, and followed by whatever your script name, like test.py. And you can see, like whatever I have written over there in the command, that particular stuff is presented in front of you. Instead of writing everything into the notepad, we have couple of the IDs. Like you can see, one of the IDs which is available over here is your PyCharm. Okay, this PyCharm will be able to show it will show you the errors. If there are some errors, you will be able to execute this stuff as per your choice when you wanted to do. Okay, so you need to install some of the IDs that is again free of use. There is no extra charges for that as well. Okay, until or unless you are not going to the like on very high version. Okay, so it will be free to use. You can use it for your environment. Now guys, let us move to one of the script, okay, to show you how Python work in any of the environment. Okay, let me show you with the help of one of the script. So although I have created it, but I will remove it and I will create again with you guys. What happened? Okay, I'm going over the internet, writing down telnet script Python. Okay, because telnet script is very much available over the internet. I am just picking up it from the telnet library. So you can see I am importing something. What I am importing? I am importing telnet library. I am just copying and pasting this stuff over here and removing each and every part. About this indentation, about all of the other stuff, what this B means, okay, what about this TN means, what about this host means, that we will be talking about later on when our classes will be starting. Just I am providing you an overview how Python works when we need to communicate with our device using a script. And you are already aware that we have a management PC over here, then in between a connectivity switch, and then we need to talk with any of the switch or maybe any of the router or maybe with one of the device. First of all, the connectivity part should be okay. Okay, so let us see about the connectivity part, either it is okay or no. So let me go over here and maybe on one of my switch. IP is 172.16.20.10. I hope it is already configured. Yes. So it is, the username is Cisco. You can see I am having the connectivity going through over this switch. Okay. Let me use the telnet because I wanted to use telnet over here. So let me load it and use the telnet. Either telnet is okay or no. So you see, when I am telnetting on my device, it is prompting with username. When I put username, I need to put enter. Then it is asking for password. When I am putting my password, again I need to put enter, and after post that I am getting into my device. So here if you ignore about these two stuff, but in a layman term, if you will see, we are importing it from the internet, okay, and we are importing it the modules which are coming from internet itself. Now if I'm going over here and checking the switch IP, the switch IP is 172.16.20.10. Why these are under the double quotes, that we will be covering when we will be talking about our data types, especially strings. Okay. Then into users, we are just taking the input from the user, and here whatever message you are popping up, you wanted to pop up, you are writing that particular message. Like enter your remote account, I am writing down enter your username. Then password, get pass is something which, like when you are entering your password, it should not be visible to the other one, so that shoulder surfing should be avoided. Okay. Then we are just calling out our telnet script. Again, we will be talking about it later on. It is reading until login. That is incorrect over the internet. It is incorrect because it should be read until the username is prompted. So I need to write down username. Then if password is there, enter out the password. You can see read means it is reading till password is prompted. Write means it is writing down the password. Where is the password? Password is here, which we are getting from the user itself. Then it is showing write down something. It is not writing down the correct thing. I am just saying terminal length 0. It means I just wanted to make my whole of the things as in one go, and maybe I am writing down one more line, and whatever you wanted to execute or maybe you wanted to write down, maybe show IP interface brief, okay, you can write down that. And again, what is this encoding, decoding, that we will be talking about in case of our byte string? Later on, I will be telling about the data types and you will be able to understand. Now, there are two ways to run down this particular script. One, just hit this particular button from here, and you can see it is asking everything over here only in the PyCharm. You can maybe just do like that, and you can see currently we are on line number 5, where it is saying enter your username. I am putting Cisco and enter. It is going to the line number 6, where it is taking the input in the get pass. It means whatever I will write down, it will not prompted over the screen, so that you guys are not aware about what I am writing down, but it is Cisco and I am putting enter. Now it is checking each and everything, and the command which I have run is terminal LAN 0 and show IP interface brief. And if you see, the first command is terminal LAN 0, second command is show IP interface brief, third command is exit. Maybe let me use some conf t command over here. Okay. Before that, let me go over here, check show IP interface brief. There is no loopback. Okay. Let me create one loopback. So I am going over here. I'm writing down conf terminal. Okay. It is plain commands, but later on you will feel like that the other libraries are so easy than the Telnet library, and they are so advanced than the Telnet library. Okay, let me create one loopback. So interface loopback 0, and let me copy some of the commands over here. Control V. I will remove. So here I need to say description Python script, or maybe using Python script. And then I can run out, and that's it. I am saving it, and let me run this code again. It is asking for the username Cisco, password Cisco, and let me check on my prompt. Let me hit the upper arrow and enter over here. Are you able to see the loopback 0 is now created? Show interface description. You will be able to see that one loopback is now created on your device using your Python script, and the description is already also updated. Again, it is very easy script which I used to show over the my demo lecture, so that you guys have a gist like how this stuff will work, and it is damn easy again. Okay, later on also we will be having so much advanced script which you are learning. Okay, and those will be again easy but advanced. Okay, if you will focus, it will be damn easy, don't worry. Then we will be creating maybe much more things over here, like using REST API. I already told, in case of your F5 kind of stuff, like we will be using, if we are talking about the REST API, it means we are playing over the HTTP and HTTPS kind of stuff. And if we are playing with HTTP and HTTPS of stuff, it means either we will create, either we will read, either we will update, either we will delete. The same thing which you are able to see here. So if you see, there is one word that is used, name as CRUD, that is create, read, update, and delete. So these all operations we will be doing into our RESTconf or maybe NetConf APIs. Both of the APIs we can use parallelly. Okay, and we will be able to see how we can modify our scripts as per our devices over the REST API. Then we will be learning some kind of app. Okay, and there you will be able to see like how we can create a network diagram, whole complete network diagram using our Python script. Okay, if you want to see, it is already there on our YouTube channel. If you have not gone through currently to our YouTube channel, I will request you go over the YouTube, search for NetMinion Solutions. Okay, go to the Python playlist. There you will be able to see already there are 20 plus videos which are having previous demos, which are having maybe different this kind of stuff, which you can you can able to understand like how we are teaching and how we are doing. Okay, so If you talk about NetMinion solutions, okay, this is simply thing which we are providing to you, that we are here to provide you not only related to the automation training, but if you talk about SD-WAN, ACI, CCNA, CCNP, maybe bit from the networking, security, F5, or the n number of technologies we are teaching over here. Okay, not only Python. And even if we talk about the Python, it is approx maybe 2 to 3 years which we are now teaching for, and there are multiple of students which have get it benefited from this training already. Okay. Now, why us? Because for first thing, we will be providing you the plan. The plan would be a very comprehensive in a very organized way, that each and everything will be well organized, that when you will be able to, when you are learning about one maybe particular related to one data type, we will be focusing on that data type only. It is not bit like that okay, the theory portion is going, maybe the theory and the practical portion are not matching. So first maybe we are explaining you about one topic, and then we are touching the practical topic, and it would be an interactive session which will be both way. Why? Because we will be taking the queries, we will be providing you couple of the workbooks or maybe some kind of homework kind of stuff. You can maybe take that. And if you talk about the faculty, I will be your faculty end to end. Okay. And I will be telling about this support, not during the course but afterwards also. Okay, we will be in the particular, maybe in any of the social media, let it say about your WhatsApp, Telegram, Facebook, whatever media. Okay, we will be in touch where you will be able to understand, or maybe you will be able to ping us after the course also. Training material, you will get all of the training material, and plus you will be getting the recorded videos access. Okay, currently that access will be having, if you are having the Android mobile or iOS mobile, you need to just install our app, and from there all of the sessions will getting recorded, and you will get all of the recording over there. Okay, now let us talk about the modules, how many modules we are having, and what are these modules are consisting of, we will be talking of in a moment. Okay, there are 5 modules currently. Under 5 modules, the first module is Python building block. Okay, all of these modules, by the way, are integrated with each other, and these are so intertwined that we are not able to separate them. For our previous module should be there for next module. Like if you talk about that someone wanted to go with the module 2, then module 1 is must for that, because there are a couple of the topics which you may or may not having the prior knowledge. Okay, the module 2 is for your networking kind of people. Then we have the FI modules, then we have some kind of app module, then we have a module named as Django. I'm sorry for that, which will be providing you about the understanding how Python web framework work. Okay, it is related to your websites, but we are not touching that part. Okay, we will be touching only the part that is related to our Python, uh, related to our networking or maybe FI related area. Okay. Okay, so that is what which we are covering. Okay, maybe you need to, if you need to go over our website, you can check over there. If you wanted to go on maybe on one of our email address, you can be in touch with us. Okay, the phone numbers are also provided over there. You can have a talk if you wanted to register. So house is open for the questions you can ask, but before that, let me show you my website for the syllabus so that you guys will be able to understand what we are covering on this particular stuff, and what is the timing, what is the duration that I am covering now. Just 2 minutes. So if you will go over the internet and you will search for netminion.net, you will be able to navigate on our website. You can just scroll down, and from the footer also you will be able to see this course. Okay, under the automation, or maybe if you go into the trainings, and here you can see over the automation there is Python, you can navigate from here as well. Whole syllabus is available over here. Like for particularly related to module 1, what we are telling, okay, you can just go through each and every stuff or every point that what we are covering. Then for module 2, what we are covering, you can see over here. Okay, there are a lot of stuff which you are able to see. Then module 3 also, you will be able to see every stuff over here. What we are telling in module 4, what we are telling in module 5. Let us say, maybe let us talk about module 2, one of the point, maybe let us touch one of the point. So if you see advanced NetMiko lab, okay, we are creating a script which is validating what is the device capability. How does this script will helpful for you guys? Now, by making or creating this script, you are running with a logic that your script is recognizing that the devices which is in your environment, either it is a switch or a router. Post checking that, you are writing down one another switch that sorry another script that if it is a switch, configure the switch command, pick it from somewhere, maybe from some point of single repository, which is, or maybe some data, maybe some drive, okay, from your environment which is accessible. And from there all of the commands will be getting fetched by the Python script itself, and that commands will be getting executed in your devices. Okay, so you will be able to see all of the stuff over here. Now if we talk about what is the course duration, the course duration will be 26 plus hours, or maybe you can say 24 plus hours, okay, which will be around approx 1.5 month. Okay, it will be 2 hours class, weekend only. Okay, 8:30 to 10:30 p.m. IST, that is GMT plus 5:30. Okay, and this course would be starting from maybe tomorrow or maybe from next weekend. It all depend upon the registration kind of stuff. If it get completed soon, then from tomorrow, otherwise from the next weekend. Now the house is open for the question, guys. Whatever question, whatever doubts you are having, you can please ask.
Yeah, regarding Ansible, it will be covered in this like in this class, like in this entire Python course.
This is the Python related course, dear. We are about to run the Ansible course later on.
Okay.
Any other questions from anyone? Mohammed, Prashant,
No,
Shalesh, Tammy? No?
I have one question. So all these modules are mostly related to network stuff. Uh,
That's true.
okay. So like developer, they are using the hardcore Python. We are not doing that. Only related to network stuff. We will cover that.
We are touching the networking part only because we are here to learn about the Python, which is related to the networking.
Yes. And okay. Okay. Got it.
Okay. So anyone else has any question?
And for each and every session will be recorded. If anything comes in the office and we will miss the class, we will get the recording on laptop.
You will surely get that. That I have already, promised to you guys. Okay. You
Okay.
need to just install the app on your mobile phone, and you will see all of the recording over there.
And after the class, means do we have any small projects so we can do the practice on?
There are so much. That
Yes.
is what I was, providing over here. I will be showing you. There are so much of the workbooks which you need to do.
Okay, workbooks are there.
Yes. And one thing more, I forget to tell you about this. Okay. This lab will be allocated to you guys. Okay. Only for the students who are coming, maybe who are in the first 5 students. Okay. The enrollments which are having from the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 students, for them, the 15 hours will be allocated for free. Okay. Post that, whatever the cost of this course is designed, you need to pay plus 3K INR, okay, for this particular course, for this lab.
Okay. And what is the course fees?
Every module, again, it depend upon the first 5. If you are coming in the first 5, you will be having some heavy discount. If you are coming later on that, then that discount you will not be able to have it. So for that, it will be 5 into 4, that is approx 20K.
Okay, 20K.
Right. And including lab, included recorded videos, including all of the stuff. No other hidden charges.
Okay. And this is one-time pay, or we can pay in 2 installment?
You can pay in 2 installments, but again, timings are there. There is
Okay.
a timing, there is a capping on the timing. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
You can pay, but yes. Okay, guys. So if there is no questions, I would like to say again, thank you to all of you, okay, for joining in. And if you have any question, maybe you can be in touch with me or Joya later on also, and we will be answering to you on your query.
Yes. So can you share your number one more time here?
Yes,
Direct.
yes. So if you go over here,
Okay.
can you see this WhatsApp?
Yeah. Okay. WhatsApp is there. Okay.
Just click over there and you will be navigated on my phone number.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So I would like to say again, thank you to all of you. We will be meeting soon, maybe from next weekend. Thank you all.
Have
Bye.
Okay, thank you.
bye bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.